Thank you.
Thank you.
So Kang Yoto is Bupati, which is like the governor of a regency in Indonesia. And the name of that regency is Bojonegoro. And thank you, Kang Yoto, for coming all the way around the world for joining us here. So I want to, that's the UN Sustainable Solutions Network, Sustainable Development Solutions Network. And then also the same regency, your regency, was ranked #1 in disaster response nationally in 2013. So a number of amazing, in just a few years, accomplishments. And so what I also learned when on the visit is that you came into, I mean, we all know democracy is really bad here, campaign funding, super PACs, and so forth. So but it's, it's at least as bad in Indonesia, kind of with, all the campaign funding. Basically, you cannot get anything if you don't get, like, big money behind you. That's the reality. And there's a lot of money at stake because Indonesia went through a decentralization where all the decision-making is now on his level. That's where all the power is, so all the money and bribes are going there. So what he did is unheard of, which he won an election to the surprise of everyone without anyone funding it. Tell us the story. How did that happen?
When the first time I decided to be politician, actually I asked to myself, because I am a teacher, I am an Arabic teacher at the university, but when Indonesian becoming, we have a changing politician from the decentralization to autonomy, from the authoritarian Suharto to more democracy, that I see too many people involved in the politics. But so I asked to myself, I would like to be spectator. So I go around the villages. I met, it's not the leader, it's just a farmer, a small farmer, small family, and the older and young. I asked, what really you feel about the Bojonegoro urgency? The first time they asked me, don't talk that. If you would like to running candidation for that urgency, give me money. So everyone talking about money. So I try to sit down lowest and lowest. So I asked, it's really, you have not money? He complained about the public policy at the times. Oh, I try to listen more. I go anywhere in Bojonegoro, in the traditional market, in any place I go, and then I try to understand, maybe 3 months. I try to understand that really what they feel actually is they complain to government about the road, 80% damage, about the public policy, about the water management system for the irrigation, about the fertilizer, about the poor of public service in health and education. And then I try to ask, it is really your problem? Oh yes, that's my problem. That's my problem. Oh, say, okay, you know the chance how to change, how to make a solution for our problem, to solve the problem. One of us must be run to be head of regency. Maybe you. One of them asked me, Kang Yoto, no, I have no money. As like what you asked. I talk to them. I try to define, to design, this is really that what you want, and when I elected, this really that I have to do for you, oh yes, and then I elected. So it's a cheaper.
So thank you for demonstrating kind of, I think yes, it's the power of listening, but it's also really the power of going directly to the people, right? Kind of not getting stuck in there.
Yeah.
So thank you for demonstrating that. Now, then you won. All right. So you won the election.
Yep.
then you didn't fire one person. Basically, everyone in the team were campaigning against him, right? So
Yeah.
it was like you didn't fire a single person in that team.
Yeah.
How, and then, you gave a speech right after when you took office. What did you tell them? The 3 don'ts. What was that? And
Yeah.
how was it possible that when I talked to the people in the team, they said, well, at first when he gave that speech, no one was believing that, right? So they said, yeah, that's. And then, so the cynicism that was like more than 90% then went down maybe to 25 or so within 2-3 years or something. What happened? So what did you say, and how did you move down the cynicism?
Yeah, actually, the first time when after my inauguration in the evening, I invite the senior head staff to one meeting. Instead of I give speech, actually I listen more than. So I ask them what you feel, what you think, what your responsibility, all one by one, and I write what. So they feel, oh, it is really my leader now. How come? It's listen more than talking more. So after that,
okay, really the whole ecosystem, that somehow you engage the whole ecosystem. When I visited, I noticed that it's not only kind of the special interest groups like sort of slowed down in their impact, but it's also 4 feedback mechanisms that you established. Everyone has your text, your phone number, text messaging, and it's going then directly to the department heads that need to report back. Then there's radio that you turned around, where the camera is.
Yep.
It's not propaganda, it's people talking to each other, to the community.
Yep.
Then there is a weekly meeting that I attended
Yep.
where everyone in the community can come up, and where he has all his key departments at facing the community, and they bring up issues. And they know, next week I need to be back here. Whatever I say, I better be accountable. And so there's your visits in all these villages, like 4 feedback mechanisms between government and people. But there's more you do, and there's even like a spiritual dimension of, the way I saw you really, I thought, what is he? Is he like, a politician, a government, it's an elected head of a regency, or is he like an educator, that a capacity builder on a much deeper level? What are you doing?
Yeah, actually.
In these how to engage the entire ecosystem with all the different backgrounds that they bring.
That actually, many people are asking me, who are you actually? Are you Bupati, or are you educator? Are you religious leader? I don't know who am I, but I am now your leader. Yes, when I see that as the head of regency, actually, I can do only the politician. I can only do with the public. When I see that as the head of regency, actually, I can do only the politician. I can only do with the public, with all the government staff, but not only by mind connecting, thinking connecting. But I would like to go their heart. And as a Muslim, I am very shocked when I see that all of Muslim, you know that in my regency, 95% is Muslim. And every day, they praying to God 5 times. They using the Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha is one chapter in the Holy Quran. They using that. Oh, and I'm very shocked when one day I see the Al-Fatiha, that this is the root actually of the traditional faith. Wow, how powerful actually Al-Fatiha, because Al-Fatiha is Al-Fatiha is very powerful. When I see again to reinterpret it, I try to use the Al-Fatiha for the management, self-management, and how to engage others, how to connect the others. Firstly, in the Al-Fatiha, you have to define yourself first, what your intention of your life. And secondly, you have to declare what your priority of your life. Allahu Akbar, it means that you declare that there are the superpower in your life, not your ego. Not your ego. If you agree with the God declaration, it means that you have to connect with universe. You have to connect with humankind. So I give you interpretation. Instead of, this is not only a description, but actually it's prescription for all of us as Muslim. The third is kind of letting go, because we have a negative built in ourselves. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. That Otto actually is a join my training because I make many training about the Al-Fatihah. So letting go. The 4 is the principle of we will live with God, from God to God. That means we live like God. God is merciful and compassionate. So we have to compassionate to merciful the others. And the 5 is we have to accept and to thank for others. And the 6 is we have to feel that really we are connecting with the universe, with God, that merciful and compassionate. And the next is about our accountability. This because after dying, God will judge us, will ask about you. It means that you responsible with your life, not the others. You are. And the next is about the totality of our life is serving, giving others, then asking the others. And the next is Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. This is Arabic language in the Holy Quran. It means that, oh my God, give me right way. If we are asking the right way from our God, it means that we have to open our mind, open our heart. We have to keep ourselves
20 men gathering to just men only gathering to do this Al-Fatiha gymnastics that he's describing, and then sitting and just having a real personal conversation, sharing what this experience had meant to them, how they had connected with Kang Yoto personally, and what had changed for them. So, as we talk about the institutional, the relational, the personal levels, it's just a wonderful example. So, I want to congratulate you. Thank you.
But I would like to thank Otto too. Yeah, I would like to thank Otto because now my book, Al-Fatiha Code, published in Indonesian language, but bestseller for the Gramedia. This is the biggest store, a bookstore, and now become bestseller in Indonesian. Thank you, Otto. Thank you, Adam.